Hello and welcome to this week's video. Yesterday I went out on my cyclocross bike to do some training ready for the upcoming cyclocross season. I went to this section of the National Cycle Network which is a bit of a gravel track and I could ride up and down it. I started in the downhill direction just to get used to it and see how gravelly it was because I haven't ridden that way for a while. This meant I knew what I was expecting when I turned around and did an effort up the hill instead. It's been a bit hot recently, but it's beginning to cool down now, and I thought it wasn't too hot to do a few efforts, although I wasn't going to do many. I was careful going around the bends and not going too quickly in case there were any other cyclists or pedestrians and dog walkers, but I didn't see anybody all evening. The last section in this direction is also slightly uphill, and I thought about going to the woods opposite, but decided I'd just turn around and do my efforts instead. So here we go. I thought I'd ride fairly quickly from one end to the other, still being cautious around the bends, but with the main focus on the uphill at the other end. Around this bend and over the bridge is where the uphill really starts, and the Strava segment starts somewhere near here as well. So it's time to go full gas. The Strava segment is 0.23 miles long and 4.9% average gradient, which is steeper than I thought it would be. I have trained along this section before because it's fairly close to home and I can do it in an evening ride. I also don't particularly mind riding up and down the same section to train, as it's often easier than finding a decent loop. The bottom part is the steepest section, and then it steadies off towards the top. I did the climb in 69 seconds on the first attempt and ever so slightly slower on the second attempt, which was a PB of over 30 seconds. I think on the second attempt I was faster up the steeper bit, but slowed down too much too early. I'm happy with my efforts, and I even got the QOM. And then after my two efforts I decided I'd have a bit of a play around with my camera. I did a similar thing last year with footage like this filmed on my phone, but this time I was using my Insta360 X4, which meant I could stand it wherever I wanted on its little flat base. And then I could edit the footage to move the camera angle from the same footage. I wanted to see what it would look like if I rode really close to the camera and then edited it so the camera angle was pointing up, and this was the result. I think it's really cool. I then decided I wanted to ride down a bridleway I haven't been down for absolutely ages. I think I've only done this once, and I did it with my dad probably 10 years ago maybe, but it is accessed off the same road of the gravel track, so it wasn't too far away. It is a bit of a track like this for a while, and then I think it goes into a field and follows the outskirts of the field. But it was a bit overgrown and I wasn't particularly fussed about riding along it, so I turned around and headed home. Thanks for watching, bye!